Hey guys, tonight we're gonna make a raw Brussels sprout salad. Do not let that turn you off. It's super yummy, super delicious. I would not make something that's not super yummy. It's really, really good, really easy to make, and it's so nutritious. You get so many nutrients in this salad. And I mean, you can't go wrong with eating raw vegetables. Raw vegetables are so good for you. Eating them raw really keeps the nutrients intact. And Brussels sprouts are so good for you. They're a cruciferous vegetable, and you know how good those are for you. So let's get started on our yummy salad. So this is a big giant pile of shaved raw Brussels sprouts. And I used my mandolin to do that. Has a bunch of Brussels sprouts on it. And here is the blade, that V. That's the blade. And it sits up like this. And you take your vegetables and you just go up and down with them, and then they fall to the bottom after they get cut by that blade. And there's the mandolin comes with a tool that you can use with your hands to protect your hands from getting sliced. And trust me, you want to use it, because I actually was going really, really fast with the zucchini once, and I sliced the entire side of my hand, and I have a big scar right here, and it took a long time to heal. So make sure you use that protective guard with your mandolin. Otherwise, you can use your very sharp knife and just slice them really thin, and then kind of dice them up. Okay, and then I wanted to tell you that if you wanted to, I do this sometimes too, because kale and raw Brussels sprouts have the same texture and can handle a nice dressing and can handle sitting for a bit. You can chop up some kale very thinly and take out the stem, the thick stem first, and then chop up some kale very thinly and add that in there, and that would be super duper yummy and nutritious, which I do sometimes. This salad is totally customizable, and it's great to bring to somebody's house or put out like on a buffet table, because it can sit for a little bit with some dressing in it. So let's get started. All right, I have some tarragon here. I had some tarragon in the fridge. Sometimes I put the tarragon in, sometimes I don't. It's totally up to you. If you're making the salad and you go, oops, I don't have tarragon, don't worry about it. We'll give that a little chop, pop that in, but I do love tarragon. It is one of my favorite herbs. So we'll put that in with our Brussels sprouts. Okay, and then usually I will use pecorino romano with this salad, but for some reason, maybe it's a COVID thing, I could not find pecorino yesterday at the grocery store that didn't have a line. So we're just using Parmesan cheese. So I'm just adding my Parmesan cheese in here. And we're gonna use quite a bit, and then in the salad, this is the only cheese in the salad, and if you wanna keep it vegan, just leave it out. But it really does add a nice salty flavor, salty sharp flavor. And then we're gonna garnish with some on top, so I'll leave some over here. Okay, and then we're going to add some pine nuts. Sometimes I add toasted walnuts as well, or toasted hazelnuts. I do that sometimes too. But I have some toasted pine nuts here. I toasted them myself when I got them home and used them in a different recipe, and I toast all of them at the same time, so I don't have to do it every single time I need a sprinkling of toasted pine nuts. So we're gonna add some pine nuts in here. And then I have some dried cherries. These are sweetened. Yes, they are sweetened, some dried cherries. I like dried cherries. You can add dried cranberries if you like, but I prefer cherries to cranberries. This is a great salad for Christmas as well, because you get that red and green, but I just make it all year round for dinner. If you wanted to make it a complete meal, add some grilled shrimp or some poached chicken or some grilled chicken. Okay, so we got our dried cherries in there. I gave those a quick little chop. Let's see, what else are we adding? Okay, we've got everything. We do need salt and pepper. You always need your salt. Always need your pepper. Lots of pepper. Now, if you have other things in your fridge, other herbs or maybe a jalapeno or something you kind of want to get rid of that's in your fridge that might be going bad soon, pop it in here. I mean, there are so many different, this doesn't have to be exactly the way this is. Remember, sometimes I add different nuts, sometimes I add kale. If you want to leave the Parmesan cheese out and add like some feta and some olives, maybe some sun-dried tomatoes, that would be delicious too. Okay, now we did that, we need our lemon zest. Let's get our lemon zest in here. You could make like a mustard vinaigrette, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of lemon, salt and pepper, and then whisk it while you drizzle in some olive oil. Even a balsamic vinaigrette, add some balsamic to that mixture I just said before you add the olive oil. But in my house, I have to be honest, a lot of times when I make salads, I just do some fresh lemon juice, lemon zest, and some olive oil, or I'll play around with the oils a lot. Sometimes I use walnut oil. Walnut oil is really good, especially if you have toasted walnuts in your salad. I use this when I make like a spring salad, like mesclun greens and some blue cheese and some toasted walnuts. That and some lemon juice, it's delicious. It's the most basic salad, but it's absolutely delicious. Okay, but today we're gonna use olive oil. So let's get our lemon in here. And I'm not a big gadget person, but I do love my my lemon squeezer, my juicer, this handy juicer. It takes the seeds out and it really gets all the juice out. I don't think we're gonna need this other half, so I will just squeeze it into my water, and maybe I'll do that right now. I always do that. If I have leftover lemon and I know I'm not gonna need it later for a vinaigrette or something, I'll just squeeze it in my water. Lemon juice is so good for you. Okay, let's give you a toss. Maybe I'll use a wooden spoon. And of course, we need our delicious extra virgin olive oil. Now we're using this olive oil raw. So you wanna make sure you use extra virgin olive oil. Nice, good fruity one. This is actually the time to use one if you went to a winery or on vacation and you picked up a good bottle of olive oil. This is the time to use it. We'll give that a stir. And that was 1 pound of Brussels sprouts all shaped up. Okay. I don't have a fork next to me, but I do want to give this a little try. Lemony. A little more salt, a little more pepper, lemon, Parmesan. My next bite, I'm gonna get everything in it. And I think I need a little more olive oil. Okay. Let me make sure I get like a little pine nut, piece of cherry. All right. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Just put it in our little serving dish, a little more Parmesan cheese on top. A couple more pine nuts on top. I always like to garnish with stuff that's in it so people know what's in it. And a couple more cherries on top. Just so it looks pretty. There's 2 little cherries. I'm just gonna chop them up just to get that red on top. My nails are so long, I don't want to cut my nail. All right. Perfect. Let me show you what it looks like. It's so pretty, it looks like Christmas too.